Thank you so much for tuning in. This is Talk with Anu, and today I'm here with a very special guest, the founder of iPaati, a Tamil app mainly for children. I'm here with Kumar. Thank you so much, Kumar, for your time.
வணக்கம். தேங்க்யூ வெரி மச். எப்படி இருக்கீங்க?
Fine, நல்லா இருக்கேன் நானு. So I wanted to know about what inspired you to create iPaati and what personal experience sparked the idea.
Yeah, so iPaati is born out of my interest towards Tamil teaching for my kids. So my kids went through, they are in Montessori schools, and I was looking for an activity-based learning product in Tamil, and I couldn't find it. And that's the reason I started this company, iPaati, to create activity-based learning products so language learning can be fun and interactive.
Beautiful, beautiful. Why do you think preserving Tamil among children growing up outside Tamil speaking environments is so important?
Um, I mean, there are multiple aspects to this. One is definitely having multi-language increases or improves your thinking capabilities. That's a proven science. Um, the other thing is connecting with our root, right? You want to understand where we came from. So we have a deep, deep cultural connect. We are like 4,000, 5,000 years old language, and it has science, it has arts, culture, and it's been traveling across. And
Right.
uh, it is not dependent on us. It is the living language. So knowing that language and then connecting with that is more important because as you grow, as you move across the ages, move towards your older age, you want something to grapple on and connect where you want to understand it. And
Absolutely.
knowing the language is the important opening door to learn the culture.
Absolutely. Tell us a little bit about iPaati, the founding of iPaati, and iPaati combines learning with play, right? How
Yes.
did you arrive at the concept of play, explore, love Tamil?
Yeah. So as I said, like I always wanted to. I mean, I'm learning from my kids how they learn a language or how they learn any concept they learn, right? So since they're going for a Montessori, everything is play and learn. You experiment and then learn, right? So
Right.
that concept intrigued me, and I had the pride at myself in trying to learn new things. So making things fun and interactive is more important for kids to learn anything, not just the language, but also it can be math, it can be science. If you make it more interactive, it is going to be really easy for the kids to grapple on it. So
Correct.
that's how it is born. And that's the concept which I'm trying to explore. And I've tried it, experimented, and it worked. I started this company 10 years back. So it's been a long time. Um, so every product made is being tested with the kids. So kids first try to, I give the product to the kids in a school or in my community. It's play with it. And then once they get interested, and then we move on to the next. So that's how products are being created. So the experimentation helps me to understand how the play helps in learning process.
Excellent. Was there a specific moment when you realized traditional methods of teaching Tamil needed a fresh approach?
Yeah, definitely yes. So over the past 10 years, I've been working with language schools across Europe.
Okay.
Okay, almost like 100 plus schools. So to give you a number, there are around I think 20 to 25,000 kids across US and Canada learning the language through
Wow.
schools.
Okay.
And of all these schools, if you take like 100 kids in grade one, by grade five, you will only find 10 people, 10 or 15 people that too focused most on the bilingual fields, getting credit for their high schools. And those are the factors that are driving some of the decision-making process.
Correct.
So you see a 15, that's just 15%. Of the 85%, of the 100 people, 85 people do not even think about that process. and I don't think we didn't care about them. So my focus is on focusing on that 85%. Why they are dropping off? Can there be a better way of engaging them with the language? So that's how I started, including Parai classes,
Wow.
Silambam classes. In my school, I started a school last year, a language school last year in Virginia, and including teaching them the skills rather than the language makes them more, connect with the culture, and then the language is a byproduct of learning. So that's how I kind of understood the process, and now it's more on teaching the skills. So, for example, I teach para in our school. We teach Silamam in our school every week,
Lovely.
and then we also have, like, for example, preparing tea, life skills. So those are the things which I teach. Kids get more interested, and then once they get more interested, they will learn the words. Hey, what is this word for cleaning or soil? So and then they engage that, and then they act on that.
Wonderful. Listening to you, it gives me goosebumps because being a Tamilian myself, the Parai, Silambam, all these are forgotten skills, and now you are revamping it and bringing it back to the children. It's an amazing thing that you're doing. So kudos to that and to your entire team. Since we are talking about the vision, tell us about the founding members and how did it all start?
Yeah. Basically, the founding member, me and one person, Madan Karki. So Madan Karki is a lyricist in India. So the way I connect, he was my senior in college. We did engineering in the same college from Gindi. Um, and so I started my journey to teach language to my kids. And I think in 2013, when I approached him, like through a friend of mine, I was got connected. And then by then he had already created a book for his son.
Book
Um, uh,
for?
his son, his
Oh,
son.
okay, okay, son.
I think that time he completed his PhD, and his son haiku.
Oh,
He wrote a book for haiku, like a song book,
wow.
which was completely new. Like it had a music CD with that, and it was completely different.
Right.
So we were aligned on taking the language in a different path to the kids, and that's how it sparked. And then we connected, and then we both worked together in creating products as well as in taking this in different directions.
Wonderful. Wonderful to know about Mr. Madan Karki and your friend and co founder of this app. Thank you for sharing this information. Speaking about building the vision, how do you balance language learning with fun so that children don't feel like they are studying?
Uh, so yeah, immersive. I think immersive experience provides that.
Correct.
Um, I mean, everywhere there's a challenge, right? What or maybe the subject that's a challenge to make kids to engage, right? And it's all again true, and I'm not reinventing any wheels.
Correct.
So it is about having that experience, giving that kid that experience and connect to the language, right? So and I think that can only be given by an immersive experience. So you be part of that experience, that, and then you will feel that process. And
Wonderful.
I think that's the rule of the company.
Beautiful concept. Immersive experience. You feel it and as they learn it, they feel it. So that's
Yeah.
an excellent thought there. So coming to the parents' point of view, parents' perspective, how do you think busy parents make Tamil learning a natural part of everyday life?
Um, yeah, the I think implementing in day to day, that's day to day activities,
Correct.
making them connect with, like, it can be very simple as, like, cooking, right? Engage them with cooking. Like I do my kids, we allow cooking at home, like, do whatever you want.
Very nice.
But we kind of slowly say, okay, you might want to use, like, quinoa, like for millets, right?
Correct.
So we can ask them, instead of using this, try to use it, and we can, talk about it, share about it, and once they know, or like, for example, the jaggery, right, panai bellam.
Mm.
So we can. So my kids do a lot of baking. So I would ask them to substitute instead of the sugar, I ask them to substitute panaival. And then I'll connect with them why it is more important to do that, right?
Correct.
So you start at home doing all these things. The thing which I really interested is reading books, like making. I know there are a lot of faith kids are learning English, like schools they have a lot of connect where they can read English books, right? Somehow we need to make kids interested in learning our language book.
Right.
So meaning the stories they connect with and they really love. So which is also lacking, but that's I think two important factor is like stories. I remember like in every day I used to tell stories to my kids before going to bed, like until 5 years old.
Very nice.
So that too, I'll come up with some Tamil stories or tell stories in Tamil, right? So those are the small things which you can do as part of parents where you don't have time. And again, now with a lot of community, Tamil community around,
Correct.
you have I mean, if you're in Atlanta or wherever you are, right, there are a lot of language schools. Put them in language schools so that they get used to that process, culture,
Right.
and things, so they can come. So that those are the things which I would recommend.
Wonderful, wonderful. What advice would you give parents who feel their children are losing touch with their mother tongue? I think we just spoke about it right now, but if you have
Yeah,
anything to add.
definitely. I think so as we grow, like the workload gets for them, like for my kids are like they are in one is in high school, the other one is in middle school, right? So the workload for them, sidelines the activities, side activities. Like for a language, it's an option, right? For them, learning this as is an option. So what you want to do is like trying to put them in that mainstream. Like for example, like I said, cooking them, involve them in that. Um, teach. Actually, I'm finding a lot of kids learning Silambam now. So I teach Silambam in Virginia and Maryland. I have like around 50 students,
Okay.
and most of them are kids. So parents are connecting them, and kids who didn't even know the language, they come and learn the Silambam. As we say the command, they now say, okay, valadu kildar, idadu kildar.
Oh, okay.
So that's again a thing. So kids are really, if you introduce them to different aspects, you can definitely be part of,
Wonderful.
that can improve.
அது என்ன அது வலது என்ன சொன்னீங்க? Can you
So
repeat?
valadu kildar, so meaning that it's a command
Oh, okay.
where you hit the chin.
Oh,
So
okay.
you rotate the stick on your right side, which is valadu,
Oh,
and
okay.
then you hit the chin of the opponent, right? And
Wow.
then valadu uchi, right? Meaning that you hit the opponent's uchi, the head of it.
Okay.
So those are the commands which you give when they practice and they grow. So I see a lot of kids, actually a lot of Telugu and Tamil kids
Ah,
are coming in learning the Silambam art form because they feel that is something which is really interesting, very old, and they're really loving it actually. I mean, there are a lot of people in US learning Silambam through online and also in person. Like I know in North Carolina there are more than 100 people just learning in person Silambam with 3 masters there. So I mean, still we are trying to grow. You're making so my one of my other goal is to make Silambam and Maypadam. There is one called Maypadam in Karlakatta
excellent.
to be all across US in all cities, similar to Taekwondo. So
Excellent.
that's kind of an art form which I'm trying to propel. So those are things which parents can, indulge them, support them. Even can be parai
Yeah.
music, right?
I
So
think
people,
Parai is a well-known art now
yeah.
in most of the events also. Parai is a part of it. So,
Yeah. So I actually I'm making it more of from a business sense. I pay my teachers. I pay my people who come and teach Parai who came. So it's more like even in terms of business, you're looking at it's an additional revenue or making it. So that's where you need to make it more business oriented for people to learn as well as to show their skills after that.
and I think even non-Tamil organizations are involving Parai these days. Parai
Oh
is,
yes.
yeah, completely a Tamil, art. But இப்போ வந்து a lot of non-Tamil people are liking it and they are inviting people
So
to go for it.
those all credit goes to people who have invested a lot here.
Yes.
People like Chicago, Tamil Sangam,
Yeah.
Washington. the lot of Tamil Sangam, Fetna, which has made this as an significant part of their events. And I believe those are showing fruits now where it's being growing all over the US.
Beautiful, beautiful.
So as part of what I'm doing is I've created AI products in Tamil. So now it is going to be implemented in language schools in US,
Okay.
Singapore, Malaysia. So we have made it more conversation. So if you can talk with the AI like going to a vegetable shop. So that will ask questions. Okay, how many vegetables you need? So it helps the kids to converse and then also correct them if they speak in English.
Beautiful.
So I think adapting to the newest language and those are tools, right? Those are tools where we want to upload our language. So that's how I see. And I think it is very important to do that so that as the kids grow, we don't lose touch with them.
Excellent. So, what makes iPaati different from a traditional Tamil class or a textbook?
So so we have different ranges of offerings. So one, as I said, immersive learning, which is like we have games like a Scrabble board game. You
Wow.
can buy that game and play it at home, right? And then we have uh, language classes. You can come here. So and more like in a traditional, instead of traditional learning, it is more of activity-based learning. Like last time they made tea in my class
Okay.
where they were trying to learn how to make tea. During that process, they learned the measurement, what is a quarter, what is in Tamil, right? So they do that. So those are the offerings, as well as we now offer AI-based help in learning the language. So we kind of cover all the front. Like if you want immersive language learning, we give the immersive part. If you want to play and learn, we give the play and learn part. And if you want more technology, we give the that part. So that is how we kind of build a ecosystem where everyone can have their learning process.
Beautiful, beautiful. So, now speaking a little bit about success stories, can you share a memorable story of a child or a family whose Tamil learning journey has transformed through iPaati?
Yeah. So I have a program called the Young Summer Author Program. Okay. So in 2016, I started this program. The idea is to make kids thought process, what they, usually a story or I want to create their stories in the form of a into form of a book.
Book,
Uh,
okay.
yeah, so make them a young author,
Oh,
actually.
wow.
So we started in 2016. We started with 10 kids. Now I have more than 250 kids written books and published books in US.
Excellent, excellent.
We are currently, last week we had a book publishing event in Malaysia. We started that in Malaysia with 10 kids. And in Singapore, we are having it in September. Okay.
Beautiful.
Um, so one of my kid, her name is Sai. She's from New Jersey. She wrote a story in 2016, and she came back and wrote story in 2018. So what has done is she has become a content writer. She's now in college, and even in college, I think she's doing her college in BTech or I guess I'm not sure. Um, she has mentioned this program where you write this book and her book publishing, and that's one of the things, right? Like how we have impacted. So the book she has written is now being read by around 1,000 kids in US.
Wow.
So her work has transformed, or at least her idea has been, written in the form of a book. So that's a transformation which I made, and I really love that story where I'm able to create more than 250 authors,
Wow.
and we publish books. And some of the books are in Loudoun County Library, some
Oh,
of the libraries in US as well.
okay.
So we need more effort to take these books in different libraries and take it different. But that's how we already started it, and that's one of the things. Right?
Excellent, excellent. Speaking about the books children have written, what feedback from parents or children has touched your heart the most?
So the company which I run is like it's cash, meaning that it takes a lot of cash because I have to pay my authors, my sorry, not authors, the artists and people who run the show, right? Every time I kind of know why I'm doing this, I can quit and do some thing. There'll be someone like the children coming in, like my kid spoke the language today because of you. Like in my language school, we only take people who, I mean, in sense, we have people who completely do not know the language. Like they're 4 years, 5 years come in, and we hear the comment that at the end of the year, we heard that, my kid started to speak in Tamil in my home. She never spoke it. Now she's asking at least two or three questions in Tamil and words in Tamil, and she's so excited to come back to Tamil school every Saturday. So that when I hear that, right, it's like I feel like yeah, it's worth to do it. So
Amazing, amazing. Which iPaati product or feature are you personally most proud of and why? I think all your products are something that you're proud of, but if there is one or two that's
yeah, two things, especially one is my Scrabble board game.
okay.
That is something which iPaati. I mean, there's I think only one person has kind of designed it, but did not bring into market. I kind of brought in and bring to market. The second product is my AI product right now. Uh, that's going to be the adoption level, which already I've signed it and signed with most of the schools and institutions. That is going to transform some of the learning process. So I'm very proud of those things.
Okay. Excellent, thank you. How does learning one's mother tongue contribute to a child's confidence or identity? What do you think about that?
Oh, yeah. I mean, as said earlier, this is so the brain works in a different way, right? Like so the more the language you know, the more your thinking capability increases.
Right.
So, and that to a language would where you could easily connect and then understand in a much better way compared to transform it in other language. So it really helps in kids thinking ability, logical thinking, and also as this is the language that came like through generations, right? It's very long history, and you can easily connect, and even the word which we say, right? Even the letter language has its own origin, like it has its own like when you talk to linguistic, they know like the way we say the letter that helps your breathing capability as well. So Tamil has its own unique style and it has a unique advantage. But overall, mother tongue is where people want to connect. It becomes easier, and your thinking capability increases. So you always want to
Beautiful.
be connecting with your mother tongue, knowing it and speaking it.
Beautiful. Well put there. Tell us about what were your biggest lessons you learned while building an educational startup.
Yeah. So it's ocean. That's what I understood. It's not a single person's journey. It
Correct.
is not like I can be one part of this process. There are a lot of people who are working in the language learning process, but I think everyone needs a platform where they can show their what they've done, and then the right kind of investments that needs to be there. I feel that is lacking in any part of the language. So when I used to go to toy fairs in New York, it's a global toy fair, World Toy Fair, every year, and then I noticed that you would see most of the countries which invest in language, like for example, Arabic, Spanish, and English, of course. You will see a lot of products and a lot of creativity put in creating the product and connecting the kids with that even language learning products. I see that lacking in most of the other languages. I mean, at least for Tamil, I could speak that. So we need right kind of investments. So this is a huge area where people, can connect with the culture and learn. That is one thing which is lacking. But I think when you do it for a long time, like persistently try to connect with it, no matter what, right? You want to achieve that goal of taking it further. In that case, you will be able to do it. But that's a challenge I really have is in terms of investments. The return on investments is again the business people look at it. These are like at marginally low level in when you take up a language-based product, because like for example, I it's most of the like my revenue comes from bigger institutions where I work with them, trying to help them to create products in Tamil language. I don't know how many people have that opportunity to do that.
Right.
But it's again, it's a the one big factor is the investment where we need to pull in multiple people has to come in to uh, to take this learning process itself a product, consider as a commodity product and take it and build on that.
Correct.
That is one I think we can grow as a product.
Absolutely. What advice would you give to other aspiring entrepreneurs who want to create products with cultural impact, just like yours?
Yeah, I think start with the people who's going to use the product. Okay. Normally, I think uh, people who are creating products think their own ideas, and then the market fit would then again fizzle off, right? So what you want to do is, if you're creating a product for a kid, make the start with them, trying to understand what is the need, what is the gap between the current product and then try to build a product based upon that. I would say that's a best role. If you're going from a top down where you think, okay, this might work, and then it doesn't, because I started the other way. I started a book. First time we made a two storybooks, each individual books, like a cardboard, like hardbound book. Okay, the things which in US we see for an English book, right? So I took that book, we printed like 3,000 copies. I took it to all language schools. None of the language school got that.
Wow.
None. So I still have those. I made only 3,000 copies. I still have the 3,000 copies. 10 years back, I made that book. Okay. Um, but the other, when I went to the schools, worked with the kids to understand like what they want, and then I created the Scrabble game from them. Like they really, their teachers wanted to something they can play, they can learn the process. So when I got that, I created a sample and I tested with them, and I sold around 1,500 units within 6 months.
Wow.
So it was a real transformation. Is like whenever you want trying to do a product, start with the user, and then try to build upon what the needs are and how they can learn.
Excellent. What keeps you motivated during difficult phases of this business journey?
Um, it's the outcome. I said, like, when a parent comes and says, like, my kid spoke the language today,
Wow.
they spoke like 2 or 3 words. I don't think there's any comparable awards or something, feelings with respect to that, right? It just says, okay, next tomorrow, okay, what should I do to keep that happening? So that's exactly what happened. It happened every year. I've like, why I'm doing this. I don't have no investment. I'm putting all my money in. And I need to close this business and move off. But the right then, when somebody, a parent comes and say, my son spoke or my daughter spoke the
Beautiful.
language today, it's all worth it to lose everything for that one thing. But yeah,
What an amazing thought there, and experience that you shared. So it brightens somebody's life.
yeah.
It brightens a family, it brightens the parents. In fact, when the child speaks, especially their mother tongue. So kudos to your entire team for that. Now we have a fun kind of rapid fire. So I just wanted to have a fun conversation here in between. I'm going to ask like 4 to 5 questions. Let's see how it goes. So, if iPaati were a Tamil movie title, what would it be?
You've been Tamil Vilayana.
One Tamil word every child should know and why.
um, Aram. Um, actually, I think Bharati Bhaskar, she's a orator, right? I've seen in most of the Patimandram. She once spoke on, instead of over வீட்டில் மரம் வளர்ப்போம், she spoke on over வீட்டில் மரம் வளர்ப்போம்.
Wow,
Uh,
great.
that's an inspiring speech. You should hear it, actually, if you're not. That's that's one of the how beautifully said, like an aram should be part of each everyone's home. So aram is one word that everyone should know.
Excellent. If you could have dinner with any Tamil literary figure, who would it be?
So Valluvar.
Valluvar.
Uh, so we have most of our products are based. Even I have a talking pen, where you that pen, if you keep it on a book or a pre-designed cards, it'll say the word or the card, whatever it is in that. And our design is Valluvar. So on top of that, you'll have a Valluvar sign as well.
Excellent. What is your favorite childhood Tamil story or character?
So I would say the Amli Mama, like the Vedala Kadai went through. But the funny story is, in all my life, I learned only language till Tamil till 10th standard. I never crossed 40. 42, 45 is my mark out of 100 every time. And so I never had a good, I didn't score a mark at all in my language class. And I think that is one of the things where I felt like, every other kid should be doing better than me in learning the language. So that is, I think, one of the things which is driving as well. But yeah.
Beautiful. Just one more question here. Complete this sentence. The future of Tamil learning is?
Um, Immersive and interactive learning.
எக்ஸலண்ட் ஆசம் எல்லாமே ரொம்ப அட்ராக்டிவ் ஆன்சர்ஸ் ஜஸ்ட் ஒரு சின்ன பாயிண்ட் அபவுட் மீ ஐ வாண்டட் டு ஆட் சின்ஸ் யூ ஆர் டாக்கிங் அபவுட் யுவர் தமிழ் ஐ ஆக்சுவலி காட் த ஃபர்ஸ்ட் மார்க் இன் மை சிபிஎஸ்சி தமிழில் சிபிஎஸ்சியில் 10th ஸ்டாண்டர்டில் ஸோ ஐ வாஸ் த ஃபர்ஸ்ட் ஸ்கோரர் ஸோ ப்ரவுட் டு சே தட் ஹியர் தேங்க்யூ ஸோ மச் ஃபார்
ஆக்சுவலி I remember one of my friend அவங்க வந்து ஃப்ரம் கர்நாடகா துலு. ஓகே, என்னோட ரொம்ப க்ளோஸ் ஃப்ரெண்ட், ஃபேமிலி ஃப்ரெண்ட். அவங்க பேர் அரவிந்த். என் ஃப்ரெண்ட் பேர் அரவிந்த், அக்கா அனு, இன்னொரு சிஸ்டர் இருக்காங்க பத்மான்னு சொல்லிட்டு. ஸோ அவங்க வீட்டில் நான் முக்கால்வாசி நாங்கள் வந்து முன்னாடி அப்பார்ட்மெண்ட்ஸில் வளர்ந்தேன். 10th வரைக்கும் அப்பார்ட்மெண்ட் இல்லை, 6th and 10th வரைக்கும் in அப்பார்ட்மெண்ட். And we are in the same apartment. So அவங்க துலு, and she was 10th first mark in Tamil. இல்லை, okay, அவங்க வீட்டில் they don't தமிழ் வந்து second language for them, like they speak Tamil. And that's when I realized, wow, Akka can do so much on that. So she is an inspiration for me. She's in Texas right now, and she's an inspiration for me.
Beautiful. So when you are bringing that point, it reminds me of so many people outside of Tamil, non-Tamil people who are attracted by the language and learning it, trying to learn it. These days in social media, there are so many French, Tamil பொண்ணு அப்படி இப்படி நிறைய பேர் இப்போ இருக்காங்க. It's interesting to see them all. So on a final note, what message would you like to leave for Tamil parents around the world who want their children to stay connected to their roots while thriving globally?
Yeah, if possible, first thing, send them to India or send them to Malaysia or to a family Tada party, so that they can, or Atta Mama, anyone, right? So that they learn the language very fast from there. Like, environment is most critical. If you can create the right kind of environment, kids would be learning the language faster. And that's one of our goals, is to create that kind of an environment. Like, we are running a summer camp here in US in 2 places. One is in Illinois and in Virginia. We started our summer camp. So the summer camp, in summer camp, what we have is like we teach them Silambam, we teach them Parai, we teach them folk dances like Mailatam, Oilatam, and we also teach them traditional games like what we played at home, like Kalangai, Palanguri. So yeah, so those are things in it. Don't hesitate to make them try all those things. Let them explore. Once you open the door to them, they will explore and learn from that. And I think that's where you need to focus on, is like ask them to try new things. People who are like me, trying out new things, like teach the Thilamam or Parai. There is also people teaching Nadaswaram. Like, I asked my teachers to learn Nadaswaram. She's learning Nadaswaram. So those are the things, like, I'm trying to create all those opportunities with people support, I think that would be really good. So that's good.
Excellent. I wish you all the very best, and I'm looking forward for your team to come to Atlanta to have a
Sure.
summer camp soon, and we are all waiting for you here.
We
Thank
will.
you for sharing this.
Thank you.
Thank you for spending your time, and I feel really very happy to have spoken to you on your product and your iPaati app, and so many stories that you shared. Thank you so much for coming.
Thank you, Anam. It's a pleasure meeting you, and I really thank for this opportunity for this platform to show our ideas where we are and where we share. And I think that's really important as part of the community. People should know about it, and you're doing a great job in transforming that thing.
Thank you so much, and wishes to you, and wishes to many, many children who are looking forward to learning more and more from this.
Thank
Thank you
you.
so much.
Bye.